How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. We are back again for another week of stories, and I hope every single one of you have had a good weekend. The weather's been not too bad, and I know that we can't go out and enjoy it as we would like, but we just get on with it. In today's show, we're going to be talking about Joshua King, because apparently 4 teams in the top 6 are after his services. We're also going to be talking about the Bundesliga games over the course of the weekend. And the last piece of news, we're going to be talking about Arsenal, because apparently they have asked to speak to Philippe Coutinho'S agent.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So the first place we're going to start is that story with Bournemouth and Joshua King. And apparently 4 sides within the top 6 are after his services. And it says that Bournemouth striker Joshua King is wanted by 4 of the top 6 clubs in the Premier League this summer. Manchester United made a £20 million bid for King on deadline day in January, but they did not improve their offer after it was rejected. They signed Igalo on loan from Shanghai Shenhua and are preparing to sign a striker this summer, especially if Igalo returns to China. King has 1 year left on his Bournemouth contract and is likely to leave this summer. He has scored 48 times since moving to Bournemouth 5 years ago after his contract ran out at Blackburn Rovers. The 28-year-old has 46 international caps for Norway and has scored 17 goals for his national team. Part of the appeal to Manchester United would be the ability to play both centrally and wide, where his pace has been used to good effect throughout his Bournemouth career. Chelsea head coach Frank Lampard also wants to add to his attacking options when the transfer window opens. So, yeah, very, very interesting news. And while we're talking about Bournemouth, I just briefly want to touch on a subject as well involving them. And that's in the second round of testing for the coronavirus. One of their players has tested positive. Now, they've not confirmed who that is, and they've got every right to not confirm it, and they can keep it private, but they will self-isolate now for 7 days, and then they will be tested again. So interesting to see who that may well be. But on this story of Joshua King, yes, Manchester United were in for him, and with all due respect, what I would say is that if Manchester United and Chelsea are going to be looking to go into the Champions League, latter stages, league titles, and challenging the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, then I think they need more than Joshua King. And like I said, I do like the guy. I think he's a good player. But do I think he's a player that could go that next level? I'm not too sure. And that's my personal opinion. You may have a different opinion to that, and you can let me know in the comment section. But I just feel that if a club's going to look to go in the Champions League, look to elevate themselves to catch the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City, they need a bit more than that. But we'll wait and see what happens during the course of the summer. Chelsea most definitely need a striker. And with only a year left on his contract, he's most definitely available. So we'll wait and see, like I said. Now, the next piece of news involves the Bundesliga, because, of course, it was the second round of matches over the course of the weekend. And I'll tell you something, there was a lot of goals in the Bundesliga. And we might not be getting the atmosphere of the fans inside the stadiums or anything, but it's not affecting some of the performances, because we are getting goals, and plenty of them. Werder Bremen, that's a big win for them away from home. 1-0. Hoffenheim, not a great result, away from home, 1-1. Bayern Munich, 5-2 winners against Eintracht Frankfurt. Schalke, another miserable performance at home to Augsburg, and they lost 3-0. RB Leipzig, what a performance from them that was. 5-0 winners. Timo Werner, hat-trick, and that was probably the performance over the course of the weekend. You're looking at Dusseldorf and Cologne, that was 2-2. Borussia Dortmund, they won 2-0. So yeah, loads and loads of goals, and so far so good with the Bundesliga. We heard over the course of the weekend as well that the government has given the green light for La Liga to start again. So we are slowly but surely starting to get football back. Now it's not going to be the same. Stadiums are going to be empty, but we're getting some football and some matches played. And it's going to be interesting with those games in Spain as well, when you see the likes of the Bernabeu, the Camp Nou, and how empty they're going to be and what's it going to be like. When I was watching the Bayern Munich game and you look at the Allianz Arena, unbelievable stadium, rammed to capacity, week in, week out, noisy as anything. And watching the game in an empty stadium was really, really strange. But it didn't seem to affect them. And I suppose the next game's going to be the big one, because it's Borussia Dortmund. And I think Bayern Munich win that, then the title's theirs. It's done and dusted. But Borussia Dortmund, if they win that, then my word, they've got a big chance of winning the Bundesliga. So some very interesting results, some really good games, and I enjoyed them over the weekend. So let me know in the comments as well what you thought about those matches. Did you enjoy them a little bit more this week than last week? Have you got a little bit more used to it now and a bit more understanding that this is the norm for now? So we have to make do with what we've got. Last piece of news involves Arsenal. And reports are saying that we are stepping up their efforts to sign Philippe Coutinho from Barcelona as the club seek talks with the star's agent. Coutinho is surplus to requirements at the Nou Camp, and Barca are keen to offload him this summer to raise transfer funds. A number of clubs have been linked with the Brazilian, but Barca are yet to receive any concrete bids. Chelsea and Tottenham are both believed to be keeping tabs on the 27-year-old's situation, but Arsenal could now steal a march on their Premier League rivals. Le Temps Sport report Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta dreams of linking up with the midfielder at the Emirates and sees Coutinho as the ideal addition to his squad. They add that Arsenal have already made plans to meet Coutinho's agent to discuss a potential transfer, with Arteta fully behind the move. A stumbling block in the negotiations is likely to be a transfer fee and the players' wages, which has so far put off any potential suitors. Coutinho has had a mixed season out on loan at Bayern Munich, who have refused to activate their option to buy clause in his contract. With the coronavirus crisis having a drastic impact on clubs' finances, it looks unlikely Coutinho will move this summer for a big fee. That could open the prospect of an initial loan deal, but Barca would insist on an obligation to buy clause being included in any deal. So yeah, this is an interesting one. And one part of the report says that they're looking for transfer funds, and then another part of it says that they're not really going to get a transfer, fee for Coutinho. And it's more than likely going to have to be a loan deal, but they're going to need to get him off the wage bill. And this is what I try explaining to people. It's not so much the funds with the money that clubs need, it's the funds for the wages. If Barcelona can get rid of Coutinho's wages, for example, that frees up wages for a new signing somewhere. So it's one of those ones where, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt at the moment. The rumour mill's always going around. Arsenal are linked with absolutely everyone. He's 27 years old, prime age, just reaching his peak. He's had a tough time since leaving Liverpool. He knows the Premier League inside out, so there would be no adaptation or anything like that. And he would definitely fit in at Arsenal, 100%. But the deal would have to be right. And Barcelona, because, he's gone to Bayern Munich and there was, a clause in there where they can activate buying him, but they didn't have to. I feel that, what they're saying is true, that now they're going to say it's an obligation. You have to buy him. There's no try him out for a year, and if he's no good, sorry, you can have him back. It's straight, no refund, no nothing. It's just, you can borrow him for a year and then you're buying him, and this is how much for. So we'll wait and see, but that's an interesting one. And it's most definitely a player that Arsenal are interested in. And I think that Mikel Arteta would love a player like Philippe Coutinho. But we don't really have much money, do we? So that's a bit of a stumbling block. When you don't have money, you can't buy anything. So There we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comments section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. And I will see you lot tomorrow. I'm out of here.